He's coming home. He's coming home. He's coming. Sancho's coming home. He's coming home. He's coming home. He's coming. No, Sancho's coming home. Whatever, football's not coming home, is it? No chance. England getting battered. In a way, I hope England go out in this round rather than the next round, and then Sancho will sign sooner. I'm just kidding, obviously. Come on, England. Anyway, how's it going, everyone? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another news edition for you. Latest transfer news for the evening show, guys. How are we all doing this evening? I hope you're doing grand. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's see who we've got all up in here. We've got Patrick Naranjan. Great to see you, my friend. What's going on, man? Travis, Randon Lewis as well. Kayam, Shazad Ahmed, Michael Woolley Wallbridge. Cuds is in here as well. I'd give him 69, dude. No, that sounds wrong, doesn't it? He says, what shirt number would you give Sancho? Anyway, that sounded wrong. Genex Flames, Travis, Safwan M, Bell, K Slater, MUFC fan, Beauty from Pain, Romano, Duh, and everyone else as well. Thank you very much for getting in here at the start of this stream. Do us a massive favour and smash the hell out of the thumbs up button. We've got a few things to get into tonight. Obviously, we did do an update stream earlier around about 5 p.m. So there's a little bit more since then, some more updates and a little bit more to get into. But we did get into sort of the girth of it earlier. Why do I keep coming out of these strange expressions? Anyway, we're going to get into the girth of it in this episode and find out, you know, we did that earlier anyway. So what I'm saying is there's a few more updates which we will get into. But get yourselves in the live chat throughout. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know what your thoughts are on anything that we've covered throughout the show and as we go along. Get in there, my son. Super Mario, says Randon Lewis. Yeah, this is actually Super Mario as in the video game character, not that Super Mario Melt we used to play for Man City, just to establish that. Anyway. Okay then, so right then guys, the news is at the start of the evening, so there's a new update a little while ago, just about an hour or so ago in regards to Jadon Sancho from Fabrizio Romano. We're just giving you all the latest as it's happening, because it does seem like things are coming thick and fast now for United and Sancho, so I'm hoping that over the next few days, there's going to be some positive news to bring you. When I say positive news, I mean medical, I mean contract signings, I mean holding the shirt with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, it does maybe hinge on England's performance in the Euros and how long he's going to be with the national squad, but, you know, that remains to be seen. But this is the update from Fabrizio Romano, just to read it to you guys. He's tweeted and said, tonight, Jadon Sancho's camp and intermediary feelings are the same as the clubs, Man United and Borussia Dortmund. The agreement is really close. Final details expected to be completed in the next few days. And then Jadon Sancho will join Manchester United. Hashtag MUFC, hashtag Sancho. He's coming home. He's coming home. He's coming. Sancho's coming home. He's coming home. Anyway, get in there. Hope he is. But listen, this looks good, guys. Next few days. This has gone on a very long time, of course. This rumbled on since, well, long before last summer, really. We've been linked with Jadon Sancho. And it's just been a complete shit show in terms of how Manchester United have gone about it and trying to bring this guy into the club. But it all seems to be happening, guys. Just make it happen now. But it all seems to be happening in the next couple of days, which is absolutely fantastic. We'll see what happens there, guys, and we'll give you the latest as it happens. Is my stream working, guys? Oh, okay. There we go. Sorry. Let me get the live chat back up here then, my friends. But yes, get your thoughts in, my friends. Good stuff here. Looks like it's going to happen in a few days. So to quote him directly, he says, you know, deal to be completed in the next few days, and then Jadon Sancho will join Manchester United. So maybe it should have said deal to be completed in the next few days, and then Jadon Sancho will join Manchester United, sooner rather than later if England get battered by the Germans. Which is definitely possible, isn't it? Hopefully we smash up the Germans. Like, it would just be so good if we could smash up the Germans, but I think they are probably going to have us, but never mind. We'll see what happens. Jadon Sancho should be a red either way, of course, barring like an 11th hour bid from arrival, but it's just not going to happen. It's not going to materialise. Seems like his favoured destination is United. It's all very, very close and very, very exciting times, my friends. Jadon Sancho, guys. Jadon Sancho. In a way, it's a little bit underwhelming, isn't it? After all this time, it's just like, yeah, we should have got him. We should have got him, you know what I mean, a long time ago, and now we're just finally doing it. And we still have the same big problems in the team that were there last transfer window and the one before that, which is centre-back issues, which is CDM issues. So, yeah, it's one thing to get Jadon Sancho, but it's really not that great if you don't strengthen the other areas of the team. So it depends on the rest of the transfer window and how the business is done by the club to see if it's a good transfer window or not. Signing Jadon Sancho is a big money marquee Glazer signing, guys. This is a signing just to appease the fan base. This is the signing to say, yeah, here's your man. Big name, only getting better, only increasing in value. He's a young lad, but he's got so much potential. But at the end of the day here, this is just them giving us something, you know, to shut us up or silence us for the time being, and they probably will intertwine it with a shirt release. So yeah, guys, these people aren't stupid, man. They're going to absolutely milk it for as much as they can, and Jadon Sancho is just the tip of the iceberg for me. We need to buy many players in this Manchester United side if we're going to have a chance of challenging the likes of Manchester City next season. Yes, exactly. Safwan says it feels like a relief when you have a nice deep breath. What am I on about? No, it does feel like it is relieving, actually, to be fair, Safwan, but it feels like that's what it's going to feel like when we sign Jadon Sancho. It's just going to be like, but it's not going to be like, yes, come on, because it's like been a long time coming, you know what I mean? You can see this one coming a long way off. Gunshi, how you doing there, sir? Great to see you. He says, if we can get in Sancho and Varane, it will be a good start. Precisely, Gunshi, a good start. Sancho's a good start. We just need to get a centre-back in. If it's Varane, then yeah, that's Pucker, me old mucker. And if not, then, you know, somebody else is very good. And at CDM, that needs to be addressed as well. But I guess you're right. The biggest problem area really for us is that centre-back position. And if we do get Varane in, sorted. Thank you very much, Danny Atkins. What's going on as well? How you doing? Kyron Kennedy. Pig, do you sign up for the fan share scheme today? No, I haven't done, actually, mate. I have not done, actually, yet, my friend. I need to, what's that? No, I know what that is, mate. I need to look into it, my friend, a little bit more. But yes, no, I haven't, mate. I've been busy today, but I definitely will have a look into it soon, my friend. Patrick Naranjan, what's going on? Ice Queen Gaming, great to see you too. Michael Woolley Wallbridge says Sancho, Greenwood and Rashford, a front three, a trident of penetration for the ages. One for England, one for Manchester United for the next decade. That is the dream, my friends. That would be fantastic, actually, wouldn't it, if we could get those three players all developing, playing together, progressing together, and probably playing for England long term as well. Maybe not over the next couple of years all together at the same time. There's a bit of competition there. But you would think down the line, if all of United's forwards are developing well, Greenwood, Sancho and Rashford, and playing well together, you'd think that'd pretty much be England's forward line in a couple of years' time as well. I mean, okay, you've got your Fodens and your Sakas and all these guys as well who are going to have a say in that. But certainly the Manchester United front line in terms of English, young, homegrown talent would be absolutely bloody amazing. Guys, do us a big favour and smash the old thumbs up on the video. Give it a cheeky little like if you haven't done so. Stone cold stun that thumbs up button and get involved with this awesome community of legends in the live chat. Let's get a cheeky little Bacon Brigade emoji parade going. And thank you very much for joining us, everybody. That's good, Ice Queen Gaming. Love to hear it. Chilling is good. So just to clarify what he said again, tonight Jadon Sancho's camp and intermediary feelings are the same as the club's. The agreement is really close. Final details expected to be completed in the next few days, and then Jadon Sancho will join Manchester United. So it's very, very good. Obviously, that is elaborating on his previous statement earlier on from today, which read, Jadon Sancho has never been so close to joining Manchester United. Sancho gap now reducing between Manchester United official proposal and Borussia Dortmund price tag after further talks. So to give you the rundown on the amount of money that's being talked about here, we have got a source here that suggests it's a £73 million offer with a £4 million in add-on in bonuses. So for Jadon Sancho, it's 77 million altogether there, my friends, in terms of pounds. That is the offer that is understood. Earlier on, the Mirror, obviously don't trust the bloody Mirror, my friend. The only good thing the Mirror's good for is checking your bloody reflection in, my friends. The actual newspaper, or wiping your ass with it, to be fair. But yeah, 77 million. The Mirror said 80 million. It's around about that figure. It makes a lot of sense. That seems to be the golden number, 80 million pounds. Of course, they wanted somewhere in the region of 90 million euros. This is around about that figure, guys. So it does look like this is all going to be agreed in just a matter of days, as Fabrizio Romano has said, maybe even hours in terms of the initial agreement, and then official unveilings or announcements or further developments will obviously take place, such as contract signings such as medicals being arranged and all this sorts of stuff. So once the wheels are in motion, once the two clubs have agreed that fee and everybody's happy and Dortmund have said, yes, we'll take that 77 million from you, Manchester United, then it's just a matter of a few days really to get all the rest of it sorted out. But as we said, because of the European Championships, because of England's participation in this tournament, it is going to be a little bit longer potentially if we get past the Germans, because of course it's unlikely that we're going to sign and announce Jadon Sancho when he's away on international duty with England. It could happen, but I think it would be better for everybody involved if that was put off until after the Euros or after England's participation in the Euros. So get in there, my son. That looks like it could be happening soon. Few days' time. Come on, it's been a long time coming, this one. £77 million. And also, we're set to focus our attentions next on a centre-back. Of course, we are. We need to sign a centre-back, guys. In fact, I'm going to ask you a question in the live chat here, my friends. I'm just going to get a cheeky little poll up. You keep talking for a second there, but yeah. The question I'm going to ask you, basically, and you can answer it in the live chat if you want as well, but who is the most important, or no, actually, I'm not going to say who. I'm going to say what position is the most important to strengthen this summer? So I'm going to just put a few of the popular positions in that we're lacking here. So centre-back, obviously, is the main one, but CDM could be argued that that's just as important. Right wing, obviously, that's where Jadon Sancho is. And then, we'll put right back in there for Trippier, mate, just for fun. Okay, so we've got a cheeky little poll on the go. You can answer that throughout if you want. AR Dan, how you doing, my friend? One of the channel member legends. He says Chelsea would have sealed this deal in a week. We take forever for a deal. Well, that's just Woodward and the Glazers for you, man. They literally try and squeeze the most money down on every single deal as they possibly can. And they're fully prepared to wait it out for years, literally years. And I'm not even exaggerating there, my friend. They're prepared to wait it out for years to get their man. They did the same with Slabby Maguire. That was like a year-long protracted negotiation. And then what about Bruno Fernandes? We could have got Bruno Fernandes like 18 months before we actually did, by the way, when we were initially linked with him. Clearly a great talent. We also could have got him 6 months before, definitely in the summer transfer window. But we didn't. We elected to get him in the January transfer window, which goes to show you why we were a bit gashed up last season. And as soon as he came in, he sorted us out. And if we'd have had him at the start of the season, it could have been a totally different campaign. So that's the Glazers for you. They just squeeze money down on the deal as long as possible. The season just gone. If you look at the preseason, it's a calamity of a preseason because they didn't get their business done right up until the end of the window. Yeah, they got Donny in. But what about Cavani came literally last day of the window? What about Tellez literally last day of the window? These guys should have been in earlier so they could have bedded in and settled and we could have had a better start to the season. But that didn't happen, guys. They just literally came in right last doors just so they could squeeze the last few pounds down on the deal. That's the only good reason why they sold them. They bought them then. It's just because here's our price. If you want to take it or leave it, basically, you're going to lose him for free in January if you don't accept this decent deal we're offering you right now. Even though it's a super low ball offer, there you go. And they play hardball, my friends. They're very good at it. They got Bruno Fernandes for £56 million, I think it was, which in today's market for the sort of player that he is an absolute robbery, my friends. It's a daylight robbery. He's so good. And they even got him on reasonably cheap wages and stuff. So, they're very good at the financial part of it in some ways. In if you're talking about for doing it for the Glazers, if you're thinking about their financial role of squeezing the best deal out of clubs and also just looking after the Glazers' investments and not spending too much and all that sort of stuff, then they do a good job for them. But they don't do a good job for us fans or for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because he needs these guys in a lot sooner at the start of the season to actually be able to settle them, bed in, gel them, get all of that understanding before the season starts. We didn't do that last season. So I really hope that they do the business early. I don't want them to be having this long drawn out thing with Real Madrid for Raphael Varane again this summer where it just takes an absolute age to get any sort of negotiations done whatsoever. And it's right to the end of the window. And so we've just got like a man coming in at the end of the window there after the season's already bloody started. And he has to come and settle in. And it's just not the ideal scenario. You want your players in and settled. So, yeah, I really hope that after the Euros, United, in that week or two that follow the Euros, get all of our business done then. I really don't think that they will. I really don't think they will. In fact, let's have a little vote on that one in the live chat, guys, because it's fun, okay? Do you think Manchester United will get all of our business done in the 2 weeks preceding... no, sorry, not preceding. 2 weeks post the Euros, after the Euros, my friends. Yeah, preceding... Yeah, no, that's the wrong word. Anyway, you know what I mean. The 2 weeks after the Euros, will Manchester United get all of our business done then? Yes or no? I'm just waiting for all of the no's in the live chat because nobody has faith in our ball because they're all of a bunch of gashers. Thank you very much, Trippy DJ. Says Sancho to Manchester United confirmed. Well, it's not quite 100% official yet, but as we've said, some good movement in terms of the Sancho. Splashy says, here we go, Sancho. Almost, my friend. We'll let you know as and when it happens. Play nice, says Berber, always. Romano says no. Jake says no. Danny says probably not. It's not going to happen, my friends. Let's have a look at this poll then, guys. So what do you think the most important position is? Interesting. So what position is the most important to strengthen this summer? I asked it in the live chat. At the moment, there's been 47 votes. CDM is winning with 60% of the vote. I'm a little bit surprised at that. Centre-back is the one for me, but CDM is a weak area of our team that definitely needs addressing. Really, those two positions are very, very close in terms of importance. But nobody really gives a shit about the right-back position, as you can see. Like, Trippier is just not that important to us. It is a nice luxury signing, like, it'd be good to add depth, but he's just not that important compared to some of the other guys. Okay, then I'm going to get into the rest of the news here, or the rest of the little tidbits that we've got. There is some sources to say that Raphael Varane wants to join Manchester United due to his belief that his career is stagnant and he wants a new experience, new challenge, new opportunity at Manchester United, which is cool. Some other reports coming out tonight saying that Anthony Martial is expected to be sold to make way for Jadon Sancho, and apparently Tottenham are interested. So this is this is an interesting report, but it is at the end of the day. I think this is from the Mirror again, but so take it with a pinch of salt. But Anthony Martial is expected to be sold to make way for Jadon Sancho. Tottenham are supposedly interested. To me, Tony Martial should probably be sold this summer. We should almost have a bit of an exodus of some of those players that are just not quite up to the standard, who are not quite consistent. Solskjaer and the club in general have done a decent job over the last couple of seasons of getting the gash players out and getting the good ones in. We've got a few still that are hanging on, people like Phil Jones, but we do need to get some good characters in still. We've added a good few ones like Bruno Fernandes, like Cavani. These are good experienced characters and good fighters and good passionate players. But we've also got a few hangers-on still at the football club. Not necessarily hangers-on. I'm not saying that they're not trying for United. When Tony Martial represents United, I'm sure that he tries his socks off. In fact, I know that he does, but he gets very jaded out there sometimes. He kind of lets his head go sometimes. He's not got the strongest character, I think, in terms of being a committed or motivated or just like a determined player is probably the word I'm talking about here. He's not got a great level of determination in the games. Sometimes he's brilliant and sometimes he's just terrible. So to me, it's time to make way for some people who are a little bit more consistent. Like Pogba's another one. We've gone on about Pogba, we've gone on about Martial. Well, yeah, it's time to go, really, for all of these guys at United. They're good, but they're not great and they can't do it consistently enough. Imagine if we had somebody like Tony Martial, but he performed to that level every single week, when he has these great performances and he looks into the game and he's having an effect on the game. If we could have that more often than not, then he would be a heck of a player. Problem is with Tony is sometimes he's so effective, sometimes his movement's great, he looks really interested in the game, interested in making the runs and being committed, and he's just got a great touch. And he's got every trick in the book. He's got so much finesse on the ball, great touch, great dribbling, everything. But you don't see it often enough, and that is the problem. But if he could do it regularly, nobody would want him to go because we know he's got the talent. Same with Paul Pogba. Nobody wants these guys to go. We want them to perform to the best of their abilities to a reasonable standard week in, week out, but they don't. So what can you do, man? You have to make way for somebody who can. You have to change. You can't just stagnate. You can't just stick with the same players just for what? Some sort of loyalty? You can't. And if somebody wants to pay, 50 or 60 million for a player like Tony Martial or a player like Paul Pogba, then right now United could probably do with the money to reinvest in other areas of the team. As long as it is being reinvested. I don't want to see these players, sold in a big fire sale and then the Glazers just celebrate with a big fat pie at Woodward's office and take that money into the club. I want to see it reinvested in the football club. I want to see it reinvested in players, because you can't expect them to spend, say, more than 150 million net right now this summer with what's gone on. I think even that's pretty crazy, but that would mean basically signing 2 players like Sancho and Varane, which I think is reasonable for what we should be doing this summer. But if they were able to then recoup some of that and recoup it and give it back to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to sign other players, so we say we raise 100 million for Pogba and Martial, well then Solskjaer can go and buy Trippier, and he can go and buy that CDM as well. And then all of a sudden, we've got rid of 2 underperforming players, and we've signed 4 players, all of which should be great: Sancho, Varane, and then potentially, a CDM, take your pick. There's a bunch that we're linked to, and we should definitely get one of them, because we're weak in that area. So if we got all of those players, I think overnight we'd be a much better team. And sorry to say, but Pogba and Martial are the types of guys that are just going to be like, sacrifices, really. They'd be great to keep around the club, but because of the amount of money that they're on, and also the fact that they just don't really put into the team perhaps that value, or maybe not consistent enough really to deserve a starting spot every single week, means that maybe it is time to go for these lads and lasses. You know what I mean? Thank you very much for subscribing, by the way, Nat Spice. I appreciate that one. And also David Lady Killer, I think it is. Thank you very much. By the way, if that blue poll thing annoys you, what you can do is you can just click the dots and press close poll or dismiss poll on it, because it is a bit gash. It takes up all of the bloody screen, doesn't it, that poll thing? Imagine if we sell Pogba, Martial, De Gea, Jones, Matic, Bailly, Dalot this window and cash in 150 million and only sign Sancho. A perfect Glazers window. Jarvis Cocker, it sounds like something that those scumbags would do, my friend, to be fair. Or even just like not spend anything, but just like recoup off them and then buy Sancho and Varane. And oh yeah, we spent a tiny little bit then, 30 million, but we still spent a lot of money. No, you need to reinvest that money, definitely. This is a big football club. We need to be trying to make strides to close the gap with those shitty melts. Good shout, Wesley Ansar. He says, Wesley Ansar says, I think Martial should move to Borussia Dortmund. Good move for him. Yeah, playing top 5 football there. Champions League football more often than not at Borussia Dortmund as well. So yeah, to me, it would be a good destination for him. Tottenham, who wants to go to Tottenham, man? Tottenham would be a gash destination. I keep saying this, like Jules Koundé supposedly wanting to go to Tottenham. Why? What's he going to win at Tottenham? You're basically destined to a career of mediocrity going to Tottenham. Like, yeah, okay, you're going to probably get paid well. Your team is pretty good. You're going to be in the mix here and there. I suppose you might luckily win a Mickey Mouse Cup one day, but chances are you're just not going to be up there competing. It's such a mundane club to go and play for. So if I was Tony Master and Tottenham, and the offer was on the table and they were both the same deal, and it was Tottenham and it was Dortmund, I would snap Dortmund's arm off all day long rather than going to play for Tottenham, because at least at Dortmund you could be in the mix for the Bundes. You could win a domestic cup. You could get through to the latter stage of the Champions League, I suppose. Yeah, Tony Master, it makes a lot of sense, my friend, Mr. Answer. I would say that is a very, very good question, because there's not much to offer him at most of the Premier League teams that would take him. I mean, I think like a club like Arsenal, for instance, they could do a lot worse than signing a player like Tony Martial right now. He could be a great player for them. But if I was Martial, again, I wouldn't want to go to a sinking ship like Arsenal Holland right now. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Going abroad, going to one of these other teams makes sense. Hey, maybe even PSG or something like that could be interested in Tony Martial. They may well be. He's a very talented player, guys, at the end of the day. And in the right team with the right setup and maybe the right coaching, maybe you could get a little bit more out of Tony Martial. And I'm not saying that Solskjaer or Jose, these guys are not being good coaches to him, but I just feel like we haven't seen the best of Tony Martial in a Manchester United shirt. And maybe elsewhere you could see the best of him. I don't know. Maybe it's just too much of a pressure cooker, too much of a big spectacle at Manchester United. I don't know, but you often see players struggling. Oh, crikey, guys, I've not got it in top chat. I've got it in live chat. Crikey. I'm going to close that poll now, guys. But yes, thank you very much for everybody who's voted. Over 100 100 votes on the video, on the poll, I should say. CDM has won. 60% of the vote goes to CDM, guys. So more people think that it's very important that we strengthen that position than any other position, which is quite interesting. Well, Nemanja Matic is still around the club at the moment. I bet we have him for a while. even though he probably should go and we probably should make way for somebody else, but I bet you we'll have him for a little bit longer. And then also, McTominay's not really the most defensive-minded. Fred's pretty bang average, but is decent defensively. I like him as a squad player. We all know that. But yeah, CDM has won, guys. That's quite interesting. Well, I'm going to end that there then. Thank you very much for everybody for voting in that poll. Red Honey Badger, good evening there, my friend. Leon can't afford his wages, says Danny Atkins. That's also a big issue, my friends. Right, next bit of news then, my friend. So Tony Martial, that is the issue. Tony Martial, he's on a big bit of money, like you say. So big bit of money. Who's going to be able to afford him? Should he go abroad? I would hope he would go abroad. I actually would not want to see Tony Martial coming up against us in the Premier League, because you know he could hurt you sometimes. He's got that potential. Okay then, so Konstantin Ekner has come out, the journalist, and said that Kamaldeen Sulaimana hasn't signed with Ajax yet. So this is a player that we've been linked to over the last couple of days. There wasn't very much basis for it, in my opinion, but this is what this guy's come out with and said this evening. Just thought I'd share it with you. He said, Kamaldeen Sulaimana hasn't signed with Ajax yet as his medical has been postponed. Manchester United trying to hijack the deal. He is a winger with a lot of drive to goal and great instincts. So that's very interesting. And then also some reports here that Manchester United could be about to stage a transfer robbery, 19-year-old in a hotel as drama unfolds. The Telegraph's Mike Verwey says that planned Amsterdam medical has been postponed, and Ajax are fearing a Richarlison situation. So this is a report, guys. So there were reports earlier this week that we were in a battle with Ajax to sign Kamaldeen Sulaimana. And it's just come out tonight, basically, that we're trying to hijack the deal, essentially. It's a complicated story. Ajax are out with Noordjylland, but Manchester United seem to be too, said Mike Verwey. That boy in Amsterdam in the Jazz Hotel next to the arena, pending an agreement between Ajax and his agent about a personal contract. After that, he can be examined in a medical, but that exam, from what I've heard, was postponed to Saturday. That could be time wasting. I'm afraid that Ajax must fear a Richarlison. It will probably be much more interesting for that agent to go to Manchester United with Sulaimana. The commissions in England are even higher than at Ajax, but I don't know whether that is also in the player's interest. So there you go. He's currently rated around about 9 million euros in terms of a transfer figure. Look, there's not much basis to it, guys. I just wanted to bring it up there because it is being reported tonight by some media outlets that United are trying to hijack the deal for Sulaimana, guys. Anybody know anything about this guy? Is he any good? Anybody know anything about him? I literally don't know anything about him, my friends, not going to lie. Romano has sent me a transfer update. Let's have a look and see what the latest is. Thank you very, very much, Matty Romano. Let's see what you've got here for me. Shout out to the main man. Jadon Sancho to Manchester United getting closer. Compromise in talks will see United pay more up front and less overall. The structure of the deal is being finalised. This is from Sky Sports. Very, very interesting. Okay, so more reports coming out. Jadon Sancho deal is getting closer. A compromise in talks will see United pay more up front and less overall. The structure of the deal is being finalised. I think it's somewhere in the region of £77 million is the amount of money that's being talked about here. Transfers, MUFC says once the Sancho deal is completed, Manchester United will focus their efforts on signing a new centre-back and central midfielder this summer. Get in there. Transfers, MUFC is Matty Rushmano's page, by the way. Transfers _UTD on Twitter. Brilliant stuff, yes, excellent. Jadon Sancho, hopefully coming, isn't he? So Anthony Martial is expected to be sold to make way for Jadon Sancho. This is what is being reported by some media outlets as well. Have a look online. There's a few, but the Mirror being one of them. But as I say, they are generally shithouses. Kamaldeen Sulaimana hasn't signed for Ajax yet. His medical's been postponed. Guys, do us a big favour and hit the thumbs up button. Oh, crikey, there's over 100 of you legends in here. Nearly at 100 likes. Do us a big old juicy favour and smash that like button. Help us out on the old algo. And also smash that subscribe button if you're new around here, my friends. We're on our way. We're very close, actually, to 40,000 subscribers, my friends. Oh, hell yeah. Give me a hell yeah in the live chat. We're almost at 40k, very close. So if you are new to this channel, if it's your first time you've been here, do us a favour and hit that subscribe button, just like Tosi Black, who has just subscribed, and Das FG as well. Thank you guys very much for subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate it. Right then. So, more little couple of more bits of information for you I just wanted to talk about. But yeah, if any of you know anything about this guy, let me know in the live chat, because I've really never seen anything about him. I think he will flop, says Super Mason Mount. You talking about Sancho or this guy? Sancho is basically done, just need to structure the payments, as ZX Frames, absolutely. Gungshi, thank you very much for that. He says, like and subscribe and become a legend of the legendary Mighty Baker Brigade. Thank you so much, Gungshi. Yeah, you know this. Sorry, guys. Right, let's get on to the next bit of information I've got for you. So then, you know, we were talking about earlier a little bit about Donny van der Beek and Tony Martial. Well, the Metro are reporting tonight that Manchester United have changed their transfer stance on the likes of Donny van der Beek and Anthony Martial, with Solskjaer expected to make significant changes to his first-team squad this summer. Netherlands international Van der Beek struggled to make an impact at Old Trafford, of course, this season. £42.5 million is what we paid for him, supposedly, altogether there, from Ajax just 12 months ago. Yeah, it's, I don't know about that one. I personally think with Donny, let's have a chat about Donny van der Beek, lads and lasses, because he, in my opinion, is a good talent. He has had, you know, a handful of opportunities in the United shirt this season, and he's never really looked that impressive. Towards the end of the season, he had a couple little cameos where he did do a decent job, and I was quite impressed with him. But most of the time, he just sort of came on and didn't really stake a good claim to being in Solskjaer's starting 11. I mean, if there was a big offer for him, personally, I probably would sell him. If there was a big offer, because like I say, we want to try and improve areas of the team, and it's not like he's not a bad player, and I'm happy to keep him, guys. I think this could be the season for him. Maybe he will develop and turn into a great player at United. We haven't seen enough of him, really. We really haven't seen enough of him, so give him a bit of a chance in the squad, in the lineup. Say if Pogba goes, and maybe we do bottle it in the window and don't sign another midfielder, you might see a little bit more from Donny this season, and maybe he will take those opportunities and be a great player for us. But it just seems to me like he's just okay. You know what I mean? So far at United, it just seems to me like it's been okay. One thing I will say, he hasn't had a fair crack in the side yet. He hasn't had a good run. And I think it does take that to really see how good a player can be. It's one thing coming in for a game here and a game there, but how about a good 5 or 10 game run in the side and see how he actually performs over that period of time? If he did that and still was quite lackluster, then maybe it would be time to move him on. But for now, it's one of those guys. I'm more than happy to keep him. In fact, I want to keep him unless a good offer came in for Donny van der Beek. United manager is looking to get more money to buy more players ultimately. So if a big offer did come in for a player like Martial or like Van der Beek or Pogba or these guys, you would expect them to be interested in selling them. ESPN reporting that agents who asked about their availability have been alerted to the fact that every player has a realistic valuation, which represents a clear change in tact. So essentially, when asked about the situation, Solskjaer has essentially said that every player has a realistic valuation. So, oh, sorry, no, it's not Solskjaer. The agent, when asked about it, said every player has a realistic valuation. So, essentially, if Manchester United received a good offer, you could see one of these players going. But let's have a vote about Donny van der Beek. Let's talk about Donny van der Beek. What's that all about? But anyway, Donny van der Beek is obviously a good young talent. He's still young. He didn't cost a great deal of money in today's market. He's a bit of a non-entity. He's a bit of a non-entity right now. I want to see more from him. I know if Neil Duffin was in here, Neil Duffin lives in the Netherlands and he watches Dutch football all the time. I know if he was in here, he'd probably rave about Donny van der Beek because he's actually seen him play quite regularly. Like we still, even as Manchester United fans who've seen this guy in Manchester United's team for a year, we still haven't really seen much about Donny van der Beek, to be fair. We don't really know too much about him still. Oh, we got a super chat here from Gungshi Leone, my friend. Thank you, Gungshi. I almost missed that. Gungshi, thank you very, very much, sir. He sent me a 490 NT super chat there, you absolute unadulterated ledge. And he said, love to the BB and our Porcine patriarch and leader, the pig, even though we disagree about Paul Labille. I thought you'd given up on Paul Pogba, Gungshi. Thank you for that, dude. I thought you'd given up on him. I thought you said, yeah, essentially he's just not consistent enough and ultimately he's a little bit gash. Are you telling me that you want to keep him now, Gungshi? You think Paul Pogba's the answer to Manchester United? He's too inconsistent, isn't he? Plus, the problem with him, Gungshi, like we've discussed, he's got Mino Raiola as his agent, which basically means his agent is a rat. So, do you really want to be dealing with vermin, Gungshi, if you're Manchester United? The problem is he wants so much money. And are United prepared to spend that money? Could we spend that money better elsewhere? I think we could. I think we could. Romano says we've got 90 likes. Thank you very much for hitting that like button, everybody. On our way to 100 likes. That's beautiful. Couple of new subscribers here. David Lassingsanga, Robert Jacobs, Cyril Wizzy, JPR Unknown, Young Media Academy, Usman as well, Usman Kote. Thank you very much, everybody who's got in here and subscribed today. Nice one. Robert Jacob, beautiful. Okay, I just want to, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to discuss. Oh, no. So, Raphael Varane, just one little article I saw here, guys, since we discussed it earlier. I'm not going to get big time into Varane because we've already discussed it. But Manchester United have been handed a huge boost in their hunt for a centre-back this summer after it was reported that Varane wants to leave and join another club. 1 year left on his contract and is reportedly a target. According to The Independent, who say that after a decade in Spain, Varane's looking for it to leave the club and feels like it's the right time to move on. 28-year-old was close to joining United in 2011, but a late swoop from Real Madrid meant that Sir Alex Ferguson lost out on the exciting prospect. Did anybody know that, guys? I can't quite remember that. That's kind of sucks, doesn't it? I suppose at the time, it wasn't that important because we still had Rio and Vidic at the club, but just a couple of years later, it would have been very, very nice to have Raphael Varane at the club, wouldn't it? Okay, and lots of reports to say that Raphael Varane wants Manchester United to move as his first choice, guys. That's it. Also, in regards to Sergio Ramos, PSG is definitely leading the race in regards to signing Sergio Ramos. There's some reports to say that, yes, that is his preferred destination as well. That's his preferred destination as well, mate. You know why? Hey, look, why do I not want to stay at Real Madrid? This is what he said at his farewell press conference, guys. He actually said that they had offered him a contract. It was 10% less than what he was being paid now. That wasn't the issue. The problem was that it was a 1-year deal and not a 2-year deal. Okay. Okay, Sergio. Or maybe you want to go and get a deal somewhere else and get paid a little bit more than what you would get paid, because at the end of the day, he's a big player with a big name and he can still do a great job for somebody, and he doesn't have a transfer fee. He just has an agent fee and a signing on fee. So he can demand and command a heck of a lot more money per week by being a free agent and going to sign for somebody else. So, so that's what it's all about, guys. Money, 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 money. And maybe he does want a new challenge. In the day he's played for Real for forever, basically. And maybe it is time to move on and just have a little flurry in a different league for a different team elsewhere before he retires, because he is going to retire sooner or later. He could probably play till he's 38, in my opinion. He's a good player and he's physically fit and everything. If he managed himself right and kept fit and everything and was professional, I don't see why he couldn't play till he's 38 in the top tier somewhere. And we smashed 100 likes on the stream. You guys are fucking awesome. Nice one. Appreciate you. All right then, lads and lasses. Well, that's basically all the news. I'm just going to give you a rundown on the Sancho thing here before we get into the live chat for a bit of a chat and Q&A time. But tonight, Jadon Sancho news is basically this. Fabrizio Romano gave us an update a little while ago. If anything breaks as well or comes in between now and then, Mr. Matty Rushmano will give me it, I'm sure. But if it doesn't, then we'll just have a chat. And but that's that. Yeah. Anyway, he said tonight, Jadon Sancho's camp and intermediary feelings are the same as the club's, Man United and Dortmund. The agreement is really close. Final details expected to be completed in the next few days, and then Jadon Sancho will join Manchester United, my son. Come on, get in there, my son. Thank you all of the new subscribers. On our way to 40,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button. Oh, get in there, my son. It's actually happening. People are subscribing. Nice. Beautiful. Thank you, everybody, for subscribing. That's nice. Get in there, my son. Hold on a second. Right. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's it. Anyway, let's get into the comment section and talk to you legends. Enough of me rambling on. I want to see what you guys think. So this is the moment of the stream where you legends have your say in the live chat. Get involved. I want to hear from you. Have your say. I'm going to just say thank you to these new subscribers here when they pop up. They haven't popped up yet. Marcel Paul, you earn a chance. It's not a right based on nothing. Spot on, fair point, yeah. And Donny, a player like Donny van de Beek, I don't know if you're talking about Donny. Mason says Donny deserves a chance to prove himself. And Marcel says you earn a chance. It's not a right based on nothing. I kind of agree with that. You have to impress the manager in training. You have to be committed in training. People asked a lot of questions. Why wasn't Donny van de Beek being played in this game? Well, maybe he wasn't impressing Solskjaer in training enough. Maybe Solskjaer was making a point to say to the Glazers, look, I don't have the depth here. But he's like got Donny on the bench in the Europa League final. I wish it was the Champions League final. The Europa League final, he's not bringing him on. And he's like a £40 million signing, and he's not even ever really featured throughout the season. And what is the basis for that? Well, maybe he's just not been that impressive in training. Maybe also when he has given him opportunities in games, he's not taken them, which in my opinion, he hasn't. I've been waiting for that, that moment, that Donny van de Beek screamer or that awesome assist, that Bruno Fernandes type moment from Donny. And it just hasn't come. He has had some good games here and there. He has done some good little flicks. I like his flick work. That sounded a little bit wrong too. But you know what I mean? I like the way he flicks the ball around, and he's got that great one-touch ability. And I think he could be good for us in the future. He's still quite young. But yeah, you're right. He needs to earn his place in the team just as much as anybody. And he's not really impressed when he's been put in there. Some players, you give them a chance in the team, and then they stay in the team because they're undroppable. Like a young whippersnapper coming up, like say a Marcus Rashford, when he was first put in the team. He performed. He was put in out of necessity due to injury, but he performed. And next thing you know, Marcus Rashford has a meteoric rise. Same goes for somebody like Mason Greenwood. So you can make yourself a star effectively, or you can play yourself into a team by putting in a good performance and taking a game by a scruff of the neck. You can make yourself undroppable. Few new subscribers here I want to shout out. My friend Graham FM, The Highlander, Griffin Sidhu, Hello Bye, Ahmed Galami, J2727, Michael Bangura, and Attabong Jr. Thank you very much for subscribing, you legends. K Slater comments and he says, welcome new subscriber, says Shazad. Sorry, K Slater. He says, just because he's not Bruno or crushes goals all the time doesn't mean he can't influence games. This is true, my friend. This is true. But if he's going to be playing instead of Bruno Fernandes, which in a lot of the games we saw him actually towards the end of the season, that kind of was what was happening because Bruno was just having a little rest here and there, and Donny was coming on for him essentially. And so, yeah, he did, but he didn't really influence the game in the same manner, did he? Not to say that he can't in the future, but talking about taking the game by a scruff of the neck and taking your chance when the manager's put you into a team, he hasn't done that. So if you can't do that, then it's a struggle to stay in the team. How are you going to convince Solskjaer that you should be starting instead of Pogba, or you should be starting instead of Bruno, or anybody in that fact? So, yeah, to me, he's got a lot of work to do. He needs to improve upon just his overall tenacity, my friends. And also, that will come with settling into the Premier League. He's not had a great first season in the league, but hopefully with a bit of time and a bit of patience and maybe some opportunities being presented to him by other players leaving the club, such as Pogba, then you might see a much more improved Donny van de Beek next season if he stays. But like I say, some teams are understood to be interested in him. If a big offer came in, like an offer, I don't know, 50 million euros or something, it would have to be considered, wouldn't it? Because we may be able to invest in other areas of the team that might help us a bit better. For instance, we all know, we had a vote earlier on the live chat, what's the most important position to strengthen? I personally think centre-back, but the vote was for CDM. That's what won the vote. And Donny van de Beek is a good midfielder, but he's not a CDM, and he's also great in terms of, I think he may be his best positions like where Bruno plays, but he's not going to play ahead of Bruno, so where is he going to play then? That's the problem. He's not defensive enough, I don't think, to play in like the midfield 2 of a 4-2-3-1, but I could be wrong. If he had a really good defensive beast next to him, maybe that would be ideal because he's a great passer of the ball. So if he had somebody there who can be a defensive beast. I mean, like I said, when he's on the ball sometimes, he reminds me, and this is a bold statement, just something about the way he plays and how he protects the ball and pops it off and something. It reminds me of Paul Scholes. Now, obviously he's not as good as Paul Scholes because Paul Scholes is Paul Scholes, but he does, there's just something about the way he plays that reminds me a little bit of Paul Scholes. So I think he's got potential. But he needs to unlock that potential immediately. Otherwise, he's going to get left behind. He's going to turn into Morgan Schneiderlin at Manchester United if he's not careful. You can't be Morgan Schneiderlin. You just can't. Gangshi, mate, thank you very much for the 300 NT super chat, you star. He says, getting closer to 40k. Lads and lasses, get in there, my son. Thank you, Gangshi. I'll give you one of those back, mate. Thank you very much for that, Gangshi. You're a star, mate. Yes, we are on the road to 40k. Very, very close, mate. Not too far away now. Really appreciate everyone who's supported this channel over the years, my friends. It's a long time we've been doing these streams. And, we've got a great community here and we've almost hit the 40,000 milestone. So, yeah, thank you very much for that, Gangshi. You're a star. Maddock Chadwick, I love your name, Maddock. He says, how many goals against do you think, or goals and assists, do you think Sancho will get? Okay, right. So if you look at his stats in the Bundesliga, they're insane, aren't they? Absolutely insane, like a goal a game effectively in terms of assists and goals. I don't think he's going to get anything like that here. I don't think he's going to get anything like that in the Prem. Me personally, if he was played all throughout the season and he stays fit in his first season at 20 years of age, on the back of an £82 million transfer, if he's played fully and utilised well and he has a good set in his season, I don't see why he can't get, 14 goals and similar amount of assists, which would be an insane return really in a 38-game season. So I'm talking about Premier League here. I'm talking about he's going to effectively contribute 28 goals in 38 games. That's what I'm predicting. They call me Mystic Pig because I predict these things. Dana, 28 assists, baby. No, I don't know. That's what I think, though. I'm going to say 28 assists or goals. So 14 goals, 14 assists. That's what I'm going for, my friend. Maddox says, I agree totally. Yeah, because it's hard to replicate those assist statistics in the Premier League compared to the Bundes. It's easier in the Bundes because you're playing for one of the top teams and the depth isn't quite there. His stats are definitely padded out a little bit in the Bundes. You see players come over from the Bundes, whether it's Kai Havertz, Werner. I mean, if you looked at Timo Werner in the Bundesliga, you would think he was an absolute star. Comes over to the Premier League and he shrivels up, my friend. He's not good enough. He's decent, he'll probably be okay, but he's not going to put up the same levels or numbers that he was for Leipzig. It's just not going to happen, I don't think, in the Premier League because it's a tougher, more competitive, more physical, tighter league. And so you often see players come over from the Bundes and struggle compared to what they were doing over there, whether it's Mkhitaryan, whether it's Kagawa or whoever, the list goes on. So yeah, I think that is a definite possibility that he struggles compared to in the Bundes, but I still think he'll have a good amount of his goals and assists because he is a good player, but he's not going to get those level of stats that he was over there. Yeah, that's a hell of a season in the Prem. It's a great season in the Prem. I mean, why are we paying £80 million if he's not going to do that, though? I'm aiming quite high. I think he maybe has the potential to one day get a goal per game in the Premier League in terms of assists and goals. Assists and goals, maybe one day he could get 38 assists / or goals in a Premier League campaign. Maybe. That would mean he would be insanely insane. But right now, I think somewhere in the region of, 14 goals in the season, 14 assists, that should be his target. Trippy DJ, when will Ed Woodward leave Manchester United? I think it's in December. I think at the end of December. So he will be handing the reins over, or I don't actually know what's going on there, whether or not we're going to try and get a new director of football in, an actual director of football, or it's just going to be him giving it to another bloody yes man, somebody else in the Glazers command there who is just going to be another yes man for them. I don't know. But yeah, I'm glad to see Ed Woodward go, to be fair, mate, because he has been pretty bad when it comes to player acquisitions and stuff, and just like making a mockery of the transfer the wage structure and some of the signings we've had over the years. Paying £80 million for Harry Maguire is a shambles. I mean, like we said earlier, there was an article I saw that just had the three. If we signed Sancho for £77 million, then he will be the third highest signing transfer amount that we have paid for a player, behind Maguire and Pogba, right? Okay, Pogba I can understand, big name player, especially at the time at Juventus, match winner, influence a game. But £80 million on Maguire is a travesty to pay that much money. So there's lots of occasions like that. 500k a week to Alexis Sanchez. He's done generally a shite job. He might have done a great job commercially for the Glazers and making them money, but for us and our own development and improvement as a football team, he's not done too well, I don't think. Good night, Maddock Chadwick says, great show. Thank you very much for watching, Maddock. I appreciate that. And also, if you're going and it's your first time here, what you can do is hit the bell icon, click the bell, and that way you'll get a notification for when we post and go live so you don't miss a stream. And you don't want to miss a stream. So please do that and smash the like and subscribe while you're at it too. Thank you, Bell6091, my friend. Okay, so I'm just going to stick around for a little bit longer. If you want to discuss anything, do get in the live chat and let me know your thoughts and opiniones. Piggy, are you live for FIFA? Yes, I am, my friend. I will be back in about an hour's time or so. We're going to do a Foot Champs FIFA Sessione all night long, baby. Well, no, for a few hours anyway. So, yeah, guys, tune in for that. We'll be back on the channel a little bit later. I'll stick around here until about 10:30. So if you lads and lasses want to have a chat, then get in there. You just hit the bell and it hurt, Pigs, says KNG Mitchell. Not that bell, KNG Mitchell. But yeah, hit the bell icon like your name was Quasimodo. Esmeralda, the bells! Ed Woodward's been gashed, says Michael Woolley Wallbridge. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see the back of him, to be fair, guys. And I imagine the back of him kind of looks like the front of him, which is essentially a potato in a suit. JB says, if England don't win the Euros, I hope Denmark go all the way. It would be amazing if they won it. Man, me too. Yes, fair enough. Yeah, me too. I would love to see Denmark have a really good tournament. Feels so bad, man. Christian Eriksen, will he ever play again? Probably not. One of Denmark's best players over the last decade. A big blow to them. It would be unbelievable, wouldn't it, if they could win it for Christian, yeah? If they could win it for Christian. I think most of us are turning into Denmark fans because of this situation. I mean, they've got Wales, right? So I know like Mr. Gungshi or some of the other Welsh guys in here definitely don't want Denmark to win. But me personally, look, I don't know. I think I do want Denmark to win, guys. Omar Youssef. Hello, Omar Youssef. How you doing? Good to see you in the stream. Thanks for commenting, mate. He says, is Sancho coming to Man United? He's coming home. He's coming home. He's coming, Omar. Sancho's coming home. He's coming home. He's coming home. He's coming. Sancho's coming home. To answer your question, I believe so. In a few days' time, it seems like in a few days' time it's going to be happening, my friend. We've got an update from Romano to say that it should be all done and dusted in a few days' time. The clubs would have essentially had an agreement, and Sancho will be unveiled shortly after that. That's the latest. Usman Imran, thank you very much for subscribing. And 69, dude, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Max Nanton as well, and Thea Jacobs. Thank you very much for subscribing and getting involved, legends. Nice. Nice one. NYC for Man U to Sancho. NY New York City. What's that? Anyway, how's it going there, Vin? Ronnie, thank you for commenting also. Let me just double check this, see if anything else has come through swinging on the vine, my friends. Manchester United are making progress on a deal to sign Raphael Varane. The move is progressing slowly. What's this? So that Manchester Evening News reporting that United are making progress on a deal to sign Raphael Varane. That's quite interesting. Okay, nice one. Excellent stuff. Mason says, imagine the amount of money the Glazers are going to get because of the new kit and because of Sancho signing. Yeah, you know that's going to be like in combination with each other. Definitely. That's why I think they'll probably give Sancho the 7 shirt as well. They just give him that classic Sancho 7. It's like branding, isn't it? It's pure branding, my friends. Or maybe actually they'll give him a different number, knowing that Cavani will be leaving, and maybe that'll be like the limited edition Sancho number before he gets that 7. One season he had a different number. They used to do that back in the day. Beckham had a 10 or whatever, and then some players have different numbers. Name me some players, guys. Think off the top of your head here. Name me some players who played in different numbers. Quite, like they had a couple of different numbers. Scholes, he had a couple of different numbers, didn't he? Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but it's just an interesting point. Just trying to think. Finney Halpin says, are you doing Weekend League again? Hell yeah, I'll be back on in just over an hour's time, my friend. Danielson says, would you take Koundé for 50 million? I mean, I would, but only if we can't sign Varane or Pau Torres. I do like Jules Koundé. I just think he's a little bit short. Not that could be, it's not that much of a problem really if he's quick and great in other ways. But I do like my centre-backs to just be a little bit more of a unit, to be fair. Somebody like Varane. But no disrespect to Koundé or any people who are short out there, my friends. I'm just saying for a centre-back position, I think it helps in the Premier League if you've got a lot of physicality about you. And I know he's quick and nippy and great on the ball, great dribbler and stuff for a centre-back. But it's not all about that, my friends. It's about defending. And in the Premier League, some of these smaller guys, they just might, they might get done by a set piece by Burnley a little bit easier than, a 6'2", in my opinion. What do you think about the goalkeeper situation at our club, says Kimper Delagucci? Great comment, mate. Yeah, my opinion on that is it's a gashtastic situation, dude. What are we doing, really? We've got 2 number 1s. Dean Henderson's on what? I think it's 160,000 a week, maybe. I can't quite remember now, but it's somewhere in that region. He's on a good amount of money. David De Gea is on 300,000 or 350,000 pounds a week. He's on a huge amount of money. He is a world-class goalkeeper. I think he had a good season this last season just gone. The previous season before that, he was gash. This season just gone, I thought he's been very, very good. And maybe having that competition there, knowing that Hendo could come in and take his spot any moment, helped him have that consistency and focus a little bit more than the previous season. But if I was him, maybe I would be looking at making a change at this moment of his career, going back to Spain if a good opportunity at another club came in. Because there is that competition for places at United, and Dean Henderson is obviously going to be held back effectively if David De Gea is still here. In my opinion, De Gea is still the number one goalkeeper who we should be selecting out of the two of them. Not to say in a few years' time Henderson couldn't, but he's not going to develop and play unless he goes out on loan again, which might happen, I suppose. But if you're Henderson, would you really want to do that? I mean, maybe they say, hey, look, go out on loan for a couple of seasons. He did have a good season at Sheffield United, a good couple of seasons at Sheffield United, and developed. But maybe they do that. But you know, it's no guarantees for him there, is there? He doesn't want to be a lone player. There's no guarantees for him there that De Gea hangs up his boots in 2 years' time or 4 years' time, or who knows? I mean, goalkeepers can go on until they're 40 years of age, guys. No dramas. Look at Gianluigi Buffon at 43, still doing absolute bits. So there you go, guys. That's my thoughts on the goalkeeper situation. I want to ask you, who do you think United's number one goalkeeper should be? David De Gea or Dean Henderson, guys? Let me know. One thing I would say, Henderson's cheaper. De Gea's on huge money. And if a club wanted to pay the money for David De Gea, say, I don't know, 40, 50, 60 million, that would also go towards the transfer kitty, wouldn't it? But I don't know how much money he can get for De Gea because he's got such big wages. He's got such huge wages. It prices him out of the market for most teams. Most teams in world football cannot afford to pay a goalkeeper of all positions 350k a week. Nobody can. Basically, well, obviously there's a few clubs, the elite clubs can, but most goalkeepers are not getting paid £350,000 a week, guys. So yeah. Henderson, says Mason. Henderson's easier to sell, says Kay Slater. That's a good point as well. You're so right. Henderson's way easier to sell. He's on a lot less money and he's got that great potential. He's a young player. It's been impressive the season he had for Sheffield United in the top flight. He was better than De Gea that season. Thank you very much for subscribing, X-Gamers Cry and Thalapathy Sanjith and Omar Youssef and Forecasting Africa as well. Thank you very much for subscribing, guys. Good peeps. Nice to have you aboard the Bacon Express. Please keep your arms and legs and all other appendages inside the Bacon Express at all times, my friends. And hang on to your seats, baby, because this one's going to be a bumpy ride, my friends. Romero was class number one, 80k a week. Great shout. Just give him number one to end of the season. Could do a lot worse than Sergio Romero, man, honestly. He could be a bargain for another team that's interested in him, definitely. Jarvis Cocker comments, I trust Henderson. De Gea is better at the moment, but Henderson is on the rise and De Gea is declining. Maybe he is. Maybe he is. You've seen over the last, say, 24 months, you know, it's not been the best of David De Gea, but over the last 10 years, he's been the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, in my opinion, and just an absolute beast for United, one of our best players most seasons. So he does deserve credit, and I don't know if the old adage is true with him, which is form is temporary, class is permanent, because there is a decline with goalkeepers sometimes. You saw it with Joe Hart as well. Joe Hart was getting golden gloves and stuff at one point, and then all of a sudden, like, Pep comes in, he's like, nah, mate, you're over the hill and far away, mate, and that's it. And there was no loyalty there. It's just ruthless, but maybe it was the right decision at the end of the day, because Joe Hart just sort of looked like a shadow of a man after that for anyone. But hey, look, there's a difference between De Gea and Joe Hart. I think De Gea is a better keeper. I think he's still young. He's, what is he, 32? He's still got plenty of mileage on him for a goalkeeper. Like I say, there's no reason he can't play till he's 40. So you don't lose that quality overnight, though. You really don't. You don't. So I think he's been a great player, and I think I'd be happy to keep him more season long, guys. I really would. That is not the position we want to be signing another player in, that's for sure anyway. Either get rid of De Gea or get rid of Henderson this window. That is one or the other, in my opinion. That's what we should do. Or loan Henderson out. Fair enough. That just delays the problem for a year, but that could be the quick fix. Loan Henderson out. There's plenty of clubs that would be interested in the Premier League alone to take Henderson on loan as their number one this season. Plenty of clubs. So that's what I'd do if I was United. I'd loan Henderson out and keep De Gea for the season. Yep. Gungshi says, all aboard Juggernaut Joe's Pork Chop Express. Sounds dodgy, that says Romano. It does sound a little bit dodgy. Woo, woo! All aboard the Bacon Express, my friends. Kirsty Idon says his Big Brother housemates laugh at. What's that, Kirsty? Whose Big Brother housemates laugh at him? What? Anyway. Yes, guys, that's basically the latest news anyway. I'm not going to bore you all night long. We have discussed a lot of stuff. The Cake Cadet says, oh my God, why are you live, Joe? What's happened? Just giving you the latest transfer news. We like to do an evening show. So throughout the summer transfer window, some days where there's a bit of news. There was some more breaking news, of course. Kate Cadet, not breaking news, but more updates from some of the journalists about the situation with Sancho, just to fill you in, the Kate Cadet, and anybody else who's just getting in here. It's understood that the deal can be agreed in the next few days. Fabrizio Romano came out earlier on and just said that the deal is essentially going to be done in the next few days, and Sancho will be unveiled by United shortly after that. So in terms of a time frame, this video is really just an update to give you a bit more foundation on what's happening in this deal in terms of a time frame, to let you know that too. So next few days could be an announcement by Manchester United and Dortmund. They're so close in terms of reaching an agreement. So it's looking good, my friends. Just a formality now, guys. I mean, he literally said, "Here we go" is close. So, it's just a matter of time. Hey there, Myth Wolf, get in there. Not that he's like, people, it's funny, isn't it? People think of Fabrizio Romano like he's some fucking Gandalf the Grey character. You know what I mean? Like, thou shalt not pass. Like, he literally cannot get anything wrong. Like he's he's infallible or something. Well, that's obviously just bullshit. End of the day, he works for Sky Italy. By the way, shout out to Fabrizio Romano. I'm not slagging him off. In fact, he's as far as journalists go, like, he's one of the go-to people that you should look at when you are trying to find out legitimate stuff, because to be fair to him, he doesn't just come out and say done deal or here we go until it's actually legitimately happening, which I do like and I do respect, and that's how it should be, my friend. So I'm just kidding when I say that. The guy's the man anyway. Daniel Sun says, if the deal is 100% going to happen, I mean, no, but you can never say 100% going to happen, really, to be honest with you, Daniel Son. There's lots of stuff that can happen, but it's looking very, very, very likely that it's going to happen, my friend. That's all we can really say. You can't say 100%. You can say 99.9%, I suppose. At this moment in time, it looks good. Outlook good, my friend. If I was shaking my magic 8-ball right now, it'd say outlook good. Myth Wolf says, Pogba is very, very good. I see what your name's all about now, coming in here with those myths. That is the myth, that Pogba's very, very good. In actuality, he's only good half the time. I'm just kidding, Myth Wolf. No, he is a great player, my friend. Look what he's doing for France. Look what he did before joining United. It's just at United doesn't quite seem to work. Hamad Malik says, Flying Pig HD, is Duncan Castles reliable? I mean, I personally don't actually use Duncan Castles as a source, so I couldn't honestly tell you. But I know a lot of people do, but hey, look, everybody's got their own little sources and stuff. I have my own sources, which I feel comfortable using. Not to say or discredit him in any way, but, I'm just in terms of my experience with him, I can't say that I know for sure. Rahim Khan, what's going on? Fab is definitely the GOAT of journalists, says Mason M. He's a bit of a beast, isn't he? 22-year-old French keeper Lafont, says Scott McAnally. Nice, nice. What's going on there, Pure Wolverine? How you doing? A few Wolves getting in the live chat tonight. No way. We got Myth Wolf. We got Wolverine, Pure Wolverine. We got G Wolf United. What's that all about? Oh, thank you, Romano. Yes, he says subscribe to the channel. Legends. Well, I'm pretty much going to leave this stream there, guys, but do us a big favor before you go and hit that like button. If you haven't hit the like, let's see if we can get this puppy to 150 likes on the stream. Smash the thumbs up. If it's your first time here on the stream, hit that subscribe button. We'll be doing these streams daily just to give you the latest lowdown on all the transfer news. Sancho hopefully coming in a few days, guys. Or not coming in a few days, but hopefully will be announced in a few days. And hopefully, Raphael Varane and some other players down the line will have the wheels in motion, and we'll start working on those transfers after we've signed Sancho. That's the idea anyway, because we can't stop there. We've got to get some more quality players in key positions. Otherwise, this is going to be a nightmare window again. Nice one. Omar Youssef, why did Man United want Sancho so much? Because he's a great young talent. His statistics are very, very impressive for a young player over in the Bundes. He has great potential, and, he's been very impressive for England largely when we've seen him. I mean, you can't not watch him play and be excited by him. He's rapid as fuck. He's got skin on the ball. He scores goals. He gets assists. He's an all-round great attacking wide player, in my opinion, and that's why United should be interested in signing him. But can he do it for United in the Prem? That remains to be seen. Potential's one thing, and doing it in a different league for Dortmund's one thing, but can he do it for United? So, in my opinion, we should definitely sign him, and that's why we should be signing him. But it's not guaranteed that he's going to turn out to be the best player in the world overnight or anything. Sorry, Sekar Mondal says, bro, you're the guy who made that LVG song with your wife. That was dope. Sorry, yes I am, my friend. I'm Louis Van Gaal. They call me Louis Van Gaal. The G stands for gangster. I wreck you and smile. That's me. Myth Wolf, anyway. Rahim Khan, thank you for that, Surya. Raheem Khan says, I'm good, Pig. Hope you're good. We'll be watching the stream later. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, we'll be back in a bit with FIFA. Jarvis Cocker says, Duncan Castle says, okay, he was right about Wan-Bissaka and Maguire. Respect, man. Yeah, no, I've got no, there's a few journalists. I mean, that's the thing. I don't really want to say too much about, random journalists in case I want to get them on the channel one day or something. You never know. Anyway, the Cake Cadet says, will you please do watch-alongs for all the knockout matches, Joe? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah, the Cake Cadet, my friend. Maybe, anyway. Mythwolf says 131 likes but 1 dislike. Well, that's not bad, is it? That's a pretty fucking good ratio, my friends. Thank you very much, Mythwolf. There's always a couple of bad eggs out there, mate. You know what I mean? You're not going to please everyone all the time. Okay, right. We are going to leave the stream there, though. It's been a pleasure as always. Come back tomorrow for your latest Manchester United news. Click the bell icon so you get a notification when that happens. I'll also be back in an hour's time, my friends, doing a FIFA stream on this channel. So make sure you click that bell and then you'll get a notification when we stream in a bit. Colonel Ward, take it easy as well, my friend. Oh, new subscribers here, Shire Decal and Fat Fez. Thank you, Fat Fez and Forecasting Africa and everybody else who's watched the stream tonight. Massimo Taibbi or Phil Jones, says Charlie Anthony. I'd say Taibbi, because at least he didn't linger around like a bloody fart in an astronaut suit for years. Jolts Gaming, thank you, dude. He says, you seem really nice. Thank you, Jolts Gaming. That's very kind of you to say, mate. That's much love to you, man. Thank you very, very much. Berber, Pez Agency, I'm your rival, but happy to see Sancho back in Manchester, but now a red. Oh, okay, Pez Agency. Well, yeah, that's it, man. It's all good it's good for football, isn't it? If we can have a close competitive season with City, mate. It's good for football, man. It's good for football and whoever, and all the other teams. It's good for football, my friends. Nobody wants the same winner every year. We don't want the Scottish League every year. Guys, take it easy. This is the Pig. Thanks for watching. Back tomorrow with all the latest news. Keep your eyes peeled. Keep your ears open. And we'll be giving it to you then. That sounded a bit wrong as well. Anyway, see you on the next one. You can follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. The website is flyingpigunited.com or unitedflyinghigh.com as well. You can follow us up there, guys. So take it easy. Have a good evening, guys. Catch you in a bit. Make sure you do come back and check out that Foot Champs video in a bit. We'll be smashing up a whole multitude of fools there. See you then. Bye, guys. See you later, Gungshi. Thank you, Bell and Myth Wolf and Charlie Anthony, Raheem Khan, the Cake Cadet, Shazad Ahmed, Daniel's Men's, Romano, the Cake Cadet, Shazad, everybody in the live chat at the end here. Thanks for watching the stream. This is just the ending screen to say thank you so much to all the channel members who support this channel by being members. You see the guys in the live chat with the badges next to their name, or all their names in green. They're all channel members. So thank you very, very much for supporting the show, guys. Which without you, this would be gash. So thank you very much for being on board the Bacon Express for this community of legends. You're absolute heroes. Let's get some Bacon Brigade emojis in there, my friends, because they are the best emojis in all of YouTube, my friend. That's right, the Bacano Brigadiers. Jordan Purchell, career mode and coming back for FIFA 22, sir. Good to see you, though. MUFC fan, bye, my friend. Romano, what a legend. Smash the like. We're only 8 likes away from 150. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. There's the transfer news. Once again, all the members, absolute heroes, back in an hour's time for FIFA 21 Foot Champs Weekend League. We're hoping we're going to get 15 wins at least and get those top players, my son. United Extra, take it easy, United Extra. Primot's the man as well. Jordan Perch. See you later on. This is the Pig. I will catch you very shortly. Stay constant, my friends. And come on, United. Sort your bloody lives out. Let's sign some good players now. Yes, Sancho's coming in. Let's go and get Varane. Let's go and get a top quality CDM. And let's have a bloody piggy party. Bye, guys.